to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Be advised that proper notice has been given by the Township Council in accordance with the Sunshine Law in the following manner. Notice advertised in the Burlington County Times and Camden Courier Post on January 11, 2017, and posted on the bulletin board on the same date. Mr. Burrell?
Here.
Mrs. Flody?
Here.
Mr. Schwartz?
Here.
Mr. O'Connell?
Here.
Mr. Cattrick?
Here. So our first item on the agenda is two ordinances that are in second reading. And first is ordinance 2017-12, and that's an ordinance of the Township of Delran amending Chapter 167 of the Township Code. And this is involving flood demarcation and various mandatory and optional items that are involved. And we do have to have a public hearing as this is the second reading. So I'd ask for a motion to go into public for this ordinance and this ordinance only.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. So this is, we're in the public portion for this ordinance and this ordinance only. And this is ordinance 2017-12. If anyone has any questions or comments, I'd invite you to step forward. Seeing no hands, I'll ask for a motion to come out of public.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And I need a motion to approve ordinance 2017-12.
So moved.
Dan and Tyler second. Jim?
Mr. Burrell?
Aye.
Mrs. Flody?
Aye.
Mr. Schwartz?
Aye.
Mr. O'Connell?
Aye.
Mr. Cattrick?
Aye. Next, our second ordinance on second reading is ordinance 2017-13. And this is a bond ordinance for the reconstruction of Pheasant Road by the township, and it appropriates $91,000, including a grant from the Community Development Block Grant Program, and authorizing the issuance of $86,666 in bonds or notes of the township to finance part of the cost thereof. So I'll ask for a motion to go into public.
Motion to open the hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. So this is the ordinance that gives us the opportunity to build Pheasant Road, which is the road that is public road right in front of Hunter's Glen, parallel to Route 130. Anyone has any questions on this ordinance and this ordinance only, please step forward. Seeing no hands, I'll ask for a motion to come out of public.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We're back out of public, and I need a motion to approve ordinance 2017-13.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Mr. Burrell?
Aye.
Mrs. Flody?
Aye.
Mr. Schwartz?
Aye.
Mr. O'Connell?
Aye.
Mr. Cattrick?
Aye. Next, we have our resolutions. First is Resolution 2017-222. This is a refund of a duplicate tax payment for Block 118, Lot 4, C346.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Burrell?
Aye.
Mrs. Flody?
Aye.
Mr. Schwartz?
Aye.
Mr. O'Connell?
Aye.
Mr. Cattrick?
Aye. Next is Resolution 2017-223. This is refunding a lien sold in error for Block 131, Lot 2.01.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Burrell?
Aye.
Mrs. Flody?
Aye.
Mr. Schwartz?
Aye.
Mr. O'Connell?
Aye.
Mr. Cattrick?
Aye. Next is Resolution 2017-224. This is approving a totally disabled veteran exemption for Block 156, Lot 28.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mr. Burrell?
Aye.
Mrs. Flody?
Aye.
Mr. Schwartz?
Aye.
Mr. O'Connell?
Aye.
Mr. Cattrick?
Aye. Next is Resolution 2017-225. This is a resolution authorizing release of various planning board escrow balances.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mr. Burrell?
Aye.
Mrs. Flody?
Aye.
Mr. Schwartz?
Aye.
Mr. O'Connell?
Aye.
Mr. Cattrick?
Aye. Next is Resolution 2017-226. This is a resolution authorizing the release of a sewer escrow, the sewer escrow balance for SDK Tenby Chase Apartments.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Burrell?
Aye.
Mrs. Flode?
Aye.
Mr. Schwartz?
Aye.
Mr. O'Connell?
Aye.
Mr. Cattrick?
Aye. Next is Resolution 2017-227. This is a resolution approving change order number 1 for the Route 130 sidewalk improvement project.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mr. Burrell?
Aye.
Mrs. Flode?
Aye.
Mr. Schwartz?
Aye.
Mr. O'Connell?
Aye.
Mr. Cattrick?
Aye. Next is Resolution 2017-228, authorizing the Chief Financial Officer to make year-end transfers and payment of all necessary bills.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Burrell?
Aye.
Mrs. Flode?
Aye.
Mr. Schwartz?
Aye.
Mr. O'Connell?
Aye.
Mr. Cattrick?
Aye. Next is Resolution 2017-229. This is a resolution canceling stale dated outstanding checks.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Burrell?
Aye.
Mrs. Flode?
Aye.
Mr. Schwartz?
Aye.
Mr. O'Connell?
Aye.
Mr. Cattrick?
Aye. Next is Resolution 2017-230. This is a resolution authorizing the refund of sewer overpayment for Block 118.19, Lot 30.
Motion approved. Second.
Mr. Burrell?
Aye.
Mrs. Flode?
Aye.
Mr. Schwartz?
Aye.
Mr. O'Connell?
Aye.
Mr. Cattrick?
Aye. Next are motions, and the first of which is I need a motion authorizing the payment of bills, including all purchases made under the cooperative purchasing agreement.
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Burrell?
Aye.
Mrs. Flode?
Aye.
Mr. Schwartz?
Aye.
Mr. O'Connell?
Aye.
Mr. Cattrick?
Aye. Next is a motion, I need a motion accepting the report of the tax collector and township clerk.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Burrell?
Aye.
Mrs. Flode?
Aye.
Mr. Schwartz?
Aye.
Mr. O'Connell?
Aye.
Mr. Cattrick?
Aye. Next, and finally, I need a motion accepting the report of the CFO, including the November year-to-date revenue report and the year-to-date budget report and November check register.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Burrell?
Aye.
Mrs. Flode?
Aye.
Mr. Schwartz?
Aye.
Mr. O'Connell?
Aye.
Mr. Cattrick?
Aye. Next, we have the reports first from our department heads, and that would be Jamie, our clerk, Jamie Eggers. Anything for us this evening, Jamie?
Nothing tonight.
Thank you. And from our township administrator, Jeff Hatcher. Jeff?
No report this evening.
Thank you. And from our solicitor, from Grace Marmera, Doug Long.
Nothing tonight, President. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. He's here. Next from our fire commission, Commissioner Jim Bauer. This is our tradition. We have a report from the fire district.
Everybody's doing Christmas gifts here, no reports. I'll make it real quick.
Okay.
The most important thing, I guess, is this Saturday is our annual breakfast with Santa, which we get gifts for needy families in the county, along with the police department, the county sheriff's department, and the Delran Fire Department. We all get together. Every year it's been a great success. Last year we filled the room with toys, so that was great. So if you could spread the word on whatever social media you're on, it's this Saturday, and we appreciate getting
That's
the word out.
8 a.m., 8:30?
Yeah, noon. Noon.
I'll check on
It's-
the sign and all that.
Yeah, if you go on, you can copy our little poster on the website. You can just move it on, that would be great. Be
You have
greatly
a poster
appreciated.
on your website?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's on both 232's website and the fire district's website. I guess the only other thing is we had that fatality on Hartford Road, which was quite sad. It was a pretty nasty accident. Both the two ambulance crews and the rescue crew were in-house and actually in the engine rooms. So the rescue truck, the medics, and the two ambulances pulled up at the same time. But due to the severity of the crash, the one patient that didn't survive it, he really didn't stand a chance. So sad, but that's about the only thing that we right now. We're just concentrating on Santa Claus.
It's a good thing.
Which is a good thing.
So thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
And thank you for the fire department.
It was a great time.
Winter Festival.
I
Thank
was
you.
going to do it, the public, but I'll do it now, I have to get back up, you know.
Yeah, you can do that.
I just want to congratulate everybody, it was a great thing. I don't think anybody the police department, us for talking. I don't think anybody expected that crowd, but it was great to see.
We didn't either.
And it was great to see, and everybody reacted to it, and what a success, great job.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, now reports from our members of council. To my far right, representing Ward 1, Mike Schwartz. Mike?
I have no report this evening.
Okay. And next to him, Councilman at Large, Tyler Burrell. Tyler?
Yeah, real quick, I just wanted to thank everybody for their help with the Winter Festival. I can't go through the whole list, we'll be here all night, but thank you everyone for making the event a success. Thank you.
Thank you, Tyler. And representing Ward 3, Councilwoman Patty Colodi. Pat?
I too would like to thank everyone. I think everyone that participated did a great job. But I would especially like to thank Tyler Burrell because it was his idea, it was his dream to have this come about for our town. And with his hard work and the hard work of everyone that was involved, it wasn't one person, but it was one person's idea. And I think you should be very proud of what you did. It was excellent. It was an excellent night. And that's all I have to say.
Great. Thank you, Patty.
Okay.
And representing Ward 2, Councilman Dan O'Connell. Dan?
Yeah, I too would like to express my appreciation to all the volunteers and the different departments that helped put together the Winter Festival. And I'd especially like to thank Councilman Burrell and Councilwoman Colodi for the work that they did. We got a break, it seems, with the weather that night. It was a great night to be outside and see the kids get so excited to see Santa. And I can't wait to see that tree in another 10 or 20 years when it fills out. That'll really be something. So thanks again, and that's all, Council President.
Thank you, Dan. So this being our last public meeting before the holidays begin, just wishing everyone happy holiday. And certainly I too would like to commend the town and all the volunteers for putting together one heck of an event that I can envision growing and continuing to get better. Jim, I think we were hoping that if we got 400 or 500 people, we'd be thrilled. Between you guys and the police, the estimate I heard was about 2,000 people showed up. And so when the food trucks sell out of food, that's unexpected, great night. I think what struck me was the cooperation between all the different departments and the RAC, Joe Parento, and all the folks that really hit a home run. I'd like to especially thank two gentlemen that were there early in the morning, there early at night, putting together some technology that was really incredible, and that is Colin Rafferty, who was usually here but is not here this evening, but we leaned on him a lot for his technical expertise. He's a high school student at Delran High School, and amazing young man, and of course Tyler Burrell, who I can best describe my involvement that day when people asked me questions, because I had the microphone, it makes sense, and I said, I really don't know, I'm working for Tyler today. So it was a great night. I anticipate that becoming a Quarterstone event here in town. And that's my report. And now, from the mayor, Ken Paris. Ken?
I guess I'll have to reiterate 5 times. But I too want to congratulate and say fantastic job to Councilman Tyler Burrell as well as Colin Rafferty. I'm going to tell you, those two guys did a fantastic job. I have to admit they worked very hard throughout the day, but they really pulled that whole thing together and coordinated everything very well. They had all the departments running around doing all the other stuff that they needed to do. But fantastic job, Tyler. You did a great job. The other thing I wanted to say is, yes, I want to also thank the RAC and Joe Parento. They did a great job, as well as Public Works, Police, and the Fire. You guys all did a fantastic job for the size of the event, especially the surprise of what the size was. You guys really came together and made it happen and coordinated all the different activities and made sure everybody was safe. So that was the main thing, and thank you for all the work that you guys did as well. Also, I want to reiterate the same thing with the holidays. I want to wish everybody a happy and safe holiday and Happy New Year. And I also just wanted to say this month is budget time, so we'll be meeting with the department heads and we'll be crunching numbers probably for the next 2 weeks. So we'll be here working hard and putting the budget together, and hopefully we'll have another very successful year. Okay, thank you, and that's pretty much it.
Thanks, Ken. So at this point, I would ask for someone to make a motion. We can go into the public portion of our meeting.
So moved.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. So we're in the public portion of our meeting. Anyone has a question? Everyone here is a regular, so I would ask that you step forward, state your name and address for the record, and here we go.
Yes. How you doing? You know, you sound like a broken record, but Lewis Hainer, 23 Freck Avenue. My biggest concern is the property next to me, which I've been talking about for 8 to 10 months.
Right.
Which they did promise us they were going to have it cleaned up around Memorial Day, remember? Then Christmas, they said. Now, Christmas isn't here yet, but it's far from cleaned up. It's in the same condition it was when I first started complaining.
Right.
Now, they may be doing work on the front of it. I don't go out there because they said don't go on anybody's property, you know what I mean? They said, not your right to do that. So I said, well, I want to go down there and have an issue with them. But in the back, if they would just look at it, even if you look at it from Oak Avenue, you can see it's a disaster. There's no windows, they got windows, some spots, but no glass. Then they got things boarded up with plywood, which supposedly I guess they can have, but not for months and months at a time. It makes it look like a ghetto, you know what I mean? And then I noticed they got receptacles. They took down like a little portion of a thing where they had a pool, inside pool, and they must have the pump house in there or something. And in there's like, say, these receptacles on the outside of the building, right? I mean, they put the covers on them, but they're exposed. Now, what I'm getting at with all this stuff is the weather, like tonight it's raining. Now, if you have, which the grass is, I mean, the leaves, the grass, the whole works is still there, right? Broken pieces of shingles from when they ripped the thing down underneath, pieces of concrete laying around and all that. The thing of it is, if they start nesting there, like they do in the winter, that's perfect for them, you know what I mean? They start even eating away at them wires, or that rain, exposed, I can create a big issue with fire too, or anything else. So that's what I'm concerned with. I mean, I don't want to keep complaining, but if they just clean it, it's only an area of maybe 15 feet, right? And they had a dumpster there, a little dumpster, and I talked to the guys. I mean, you know, you try to be friendly or whatever. The way I understood, yeah, we're going to put the broken concrete and all that stuff in this little dumpster over here. So, oh, that's a good idea. I said, you know, just load the broken stuff up and then you can rake the rest. I said, ain't no big deal. I mean, you know, we're going to take care of that. Well, I'm home over the weekend, that dumpster's gone. You know, and the stuff's still there. So what I tried to tell Tay is they got to step on them about cleaning up. Otherwise, there could be anything. I mean, if you got dried eaves back there, plus all these other issues, I mean, it's great for a fire or anything. Or I don't want to look at it all the time. I mean, I come out of my back door and I see that. Now, who wants to do that after I spend hours and hours of cleaning, raking, and all of that? So I just wish somebody could get on. If they would just clean it up, seal the windows up, and then work. But they have stuff they start, and then they move to the front. They do that. Nothing gets complete. It looks junky. I mean, even if you guys just walk back.
So I'm going to ask Jeff to give us a report. Obviously, we're staying on top of it. We're having the inspector go out.
Yeah, they said they.
And Jeff, I know that I know the answer, but I'm going to ask you to kind of do a brief run through of, you know, is there anything that we can do? Is there any illegal condition that we can cite?
There are, according to the construction code official and the zoning officer who have been out there frequently, there are no violations. The property is a property under construction, and they they have 3 years from the time they start to the time the permit runs out. We've explained this a number of times. Unless they don't work on it for 6 months, they've been working on it. We have inspection reports where they're doing work, and they've had numerous dumpsters out there, and they do clean up as they're doing work. Do they every single day put everything in a dumpster? They may not, but the construction code official has been out there, I mean, I can't tell you how many times. And he has indicated that there are no violations in respect to a property that's under construction. And that's what it is.
Well, then he's looking at the different areas that I'm looking at. Because, I mean, piles of, if you take broken cinder block and broken concrete, throw it against that wall, then underneath that there's old shingles, all type of leaves, debris from the winter, summer, you know, leaves are starting to get high, you know what I mean? I even rake the leaves away from my fence because I'm afraid the darn thing will rot on the bottom, and I gotta fix the fence, right? But, he's looking at they're looking at a different area. Totally, is there any ordinance about leaves just piling up?
There's no ordinance on leaves.
Well, then, I mean, how about debris, like shingles and,
Again, Mr. Hayner, the construction code official and the zoning officer have been out there.
Right.
They've taken numerous pictures. They have pictures in the file.
Mhm.
If you want to make out a specific complaint, come to the construction code office, and you can make out a complaint, and they'll respond to it.
right.
That's what
I
you need to
did
do
that
if you
the other
have.
day, but what time is
They
that
have
time to
no
come?
they have no written complaints. If you have a written complaint where you're specific.
I
in
can
terms
make
of-
a complaint myself.
Yes.
Okay.
And he'll inspect the property, and he'll
Right.
give you a written response.
Right, okay. That's
What
all,
are the
that's,
What are the hours for
Well, they're open from 9 to 5. I mean, they'll take it from 9 to 5. Steve is in different days, different times, it's basically picked up.
right, in other words, I'll make a list of what I see
Correct.
in the
Okay.
back area.
Right.
Now, they may be looking at the front area, because that's where they seem to be doing whatever they're doing. The back has been dormant since I started coming here. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So that means that stuff's been there that long. And then they ripped that pump house down, cleaned up a little, but a lot of it's just laying near the building, which is no good either, because
Right, but they're doing construction there. They're
yeah,
not done.
but that's not good for rodents, mice,
Mr. Hayner, and that's why you need to make a complaint out.
Right.
Because you don't get to decide how they're going to construct the property.
Right.
And that's part of the problem, is that you want them to do certain things in certain order. That, we don't have control of that. The Uniform Construction Code is the one that spells out, you know, how much time they have to do these things. Locally, even if the council wanted to change that, they can, because the Uniform Construction Code supersedes local ordinances.
Right, well, the only thing is, now here's what I question too. When I built a house right next to them, spent a lot of money, every other week you was out there, now look, you gotta get this clean, you can't have wood laying around, because that'll create termites, which it does. You can't have this laying around, because that'll create that. Did they drop all that since then?
Again, if you want to make out a specific complaint, please
Right.
make it out with the construction code office, because he'll do the inspection and he'll respond to you. It's a much easier way than coming in and complaining about something that none of them are seeing. I can tell you, they've taken pictures of the entire property.
Right.
They know how many times dumpsters have been out there, and they've been out there numerous times.
Yeah,
They've
but
cleaned
they-
up aspects of the property a number of times, so
Right.
it's.
All right, well,
and
then that's
I've
what-
seen pictures where the property, there were no issue items on the ground. So that's why you need to meet with the construction code official and make out a
Right,
specific
well,
complaint.
okay. Then somebody needs glasses, because, I mean, the whole thing is, it's a disaster back there. If you came there, and I let you, me and you will sit on my patio in the back, and you look at it, and then you tell me how you feel.
Mr. Hayner, again, if there's a house
I
under
mean, it's not-
construction,
I know what you're
if there's a
saying.
house under construction, it's not gonna be pretty. But again, make out a specific complaint, and he can
All right,
address
we'll
your
try
specific
that, we'll try that
complaints.
way, but it's ridiculous for me.
That'll be a much more productive way of doing this.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Henry. Anyone else have a question or comment?
No, I don't.
Seeing no hands, I'll ask for a motion to come out of public.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to adjourn?
And Kevin, Mike's motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We are adjourned.